We're getting ready to make some tea here, and as I talked about before, we're going to use the high calcium content of the different types of herbs that we're putting in the tea here, especially the nettles, to kind of counteract the chenopodium or the goosefoot that we put in the stew that we'll be eating. We're going to start out making the tea with some things that we might have to grind up a little bit. These are some rose hips that were gathered locally from here last year. And I like to put rose hips in the tea. They have a lot of vitamin C in them, and I usually really like to put them in any type of drink, hot or cold, that I'm making because it adds a lot of vitamins to it. So I'm going to put some in here, move the teapot over a little bit. And we're going to grind these up, and what we want to do is just crush them enough to open up the little rose hip plant there. And this in here is Hawthorn berries. And there's a lot of hawthorn trees around here. Hawthorns are good for the heart. And they also are high in a lot of antioxidant vitamins, so I usually like to put some hawthorns in there too. So I'm going to put some hawthorns in her. Oops. And there's a little bit of mashed up, I don't know how I got that in there, a little bit of mashed up chokecherry in there. So we'll put some of the hawthorns in yours, and we're going to grind these up and just add them right to the teapot. Yeah. We have some clover here, some sweet clover, and we can add these into the tea. So we're just going to pick up a couple of leaves here and add those into the tea. The sweet clover leaves.
Oops.
Clover is really good to put in the tea. I like to use clovers in the tea. I also have some red clover here, and we put the blossoms of the red clover and everything in there.
What do you want to drink?
So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Mommy, I think
We also have some mint. And Carly, you want to take all the leaves off that mint and put them in here? That's great. As long as each one of them are broken open, then you can just take them and add them. Just put them right in here to the tea. This right here is some licorice root, wild licorice, and we're just going to use a little bit of this licorice root in the tea. I'm just going to cut some off the bottom of this. Actually, I better cut it on my little cutting board here and add that to the tea.
Look right there. Look right there.
Those are great. Just pick them up and throw them right in the tea. Just grab them. Yours are done perfect. Just pick up the handful and dump it right in there. I'm going to add the nettle now, and usually I find if I take a dock leaf, which is a natural remedy for the nettle sting, I can usually handle the nettle without getting stung, and I'm just going to put the leaves from the nettle in the tea.
So you just took that leaf and put it all over your fingers?
I put this leaf all over my fingers.
You smashed it up so you could get the liquid on your fingers?
Yeah, smashed it up so I can get that on my fingers. A lot of time when I'm gathering it, I'll just use the leaf to gather it, but and I always try to grab the underside of the leaves. They don't have that much of the
irritant,
skin irritant, in it. So
okay,
I'm just going to put those in there, and voila, we have tea. Mix it up a little bit, and then we're going to go put it over there on the fire. And I like to add lots of honey to my tea, so I'm going to go ahead and put a whole bunch of honey in there right now, make it nice and sweet. I've never heard anybody complain about me putting too much honey in it, and I'm just going to stir it around with my licorice leaf here, get it mixed up in there, and we can go ahead and put that on the fire. Okay.